obviously to hear because I'm going to be live streaming it live. That being said, I tried making a viral Roblox game with AI. Here we go.
Okay, I promise this one's gonna be another banger. So in today's video, we're gonna be making a viral Roblox game using only AI. I'm gonna connect Roblox Studio to Claude Code, and I'm going to make a game, publish it, and then run ads all in this video. Also, if you guys wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, we're on a road to
It's going to make the game, publish it, and run ads.
10K.
Well, the AI.
So the inspiration comes from a game called My Fish Empire. And basically what you do inside of this game is you have these boats that give you coins. You can then take that and purchase different things, which will also give you benefits. So the first thing that I did is download Roblox Studio. And thankfully it actually has a built-in AI MCP connector. And this basically allows the AI to actually interact with what's inside of Roblox Studio. This is gonna help us actually build the game. Next, I hopped into Claude Design, and they actually have a way to generate 3D objects. So as a test, I got it to 3D generate a duck, and this actually looks pretty good. If you download it as a GOB, click on it and click open, and this will put your duck over.
It is kind of cool that AI can do this, but I've spent years 3D modeling in Blender, and I just feel like it's all getting thrown
here.
out.
Now, once you click import, you'll have your little duck. And this is going to be the basis on how we get the models in. Now, the gameplay loop is going to be like every other simulator. So the general idea is this. We're going to have ducks that live inside of the water, and they accumulate bread. And bread is going to be kind of that big number on screen instead of money up here. Or ducks. This is just AI generated. And then the player is going to have to walk to the mama duck, and they can trade out that bread for eggs. And then eggs can hatch into different type of ducks that you can put inside of your pond, but you only have a limited amount of slots. And you can merge out the ducks and buy a bigger pond, and of course there's going to be rebirths and everything in between. So I'm going to get Claude to break down step by step what I should tell the Roblox MCP. So using Claude, I came up with a good loop on how the game will actually play. So what I want to do now is make a mini version of the game so I can test the concept. So to test the concept, Claude got to work, and it actually set up a little pond area right here. But this is way too high poly, and it did put the duck in the water. So let me tell it that I want it to look a different way. So I say low poly game, but maybe I should look up.
I find it very interesting how he has taken no time to cut out. You can't even see it down here, I don't think. But slightly lower on the video. This is his taskbar.
The different type of designs. Yes, I want it to look something like this. Okay, so I sent the reference images to it, so it should change up in Roblox Studio. Okay, so it started making the changes here, and this might be a little too low poly, but that's okay. And our duck is underwater. Oh my goodness, it just spawned in all the terrain. It just did that all at once.
Wow.
Are you kidding me? Wait, that was genuinely sick. Okay, there's the lily pads. I definitely don't want... Whoa, let's mess up the camera. I definitely don't want the lily pads, so we'll end up removing those probably. Oh, it made the dock. Okay, that was actually really sick whenever it built all this. And it looks like it finally finished up, so let's hit play. And yes, we're inside the world now. Oh, this is genuinely sick. Okay. Oh, but our little ducky looks so silly. Don't know what happened to this guy.
It built all this in like 2 seconds.
All right, let's start making each change one by one and get the concept down. Okay, so what we want to do here is we want to scale a duck up and put him right here.
The market for video game development, 3D modeling, all that was already very, very inflated. And now it just became
So I have a prompt saying
impossible.
to move the duck next to the dock and to set up a billboard GUI. And if you don't know what that is, it's these text things that always face towards you. You see this in a lot of games. It's everywhere. And this has used like very little of my weekly model. Okay, let's hit send here.
Crazy.
Okay, so it finished up the duck part and it set up the billboard GUI as well. So I'm going to make some changes to how the UI looks and actually start implementing some of the icons. So instead of Claude Code, I gave it a bunch of changes to make. The main thing is really updating the UI and making sure that it gives a good physical feeling to it. And I attached a screenshot just as an example. So I'm going to hit send and hopefully it starts cooking something up. Oh, this is so sick, dude. It removed the lily pads and then already shrunk down the duck. And what it's working on now is actually making the system changes and then the UI. Okay, so it should have made a ton of changes.
Dude, he's literally not doing anything at all in Studio. At all. He's literally just saying, do this. Do this.
So whenever I click play, awesome, okay, it actually added the UI. Now I can change up the UI to make it look, oh wait, what? Did my duck just dive? It's diving in the water. That is cool. Okay, but it added the UI. So if I click this, it's typically where you would go to the mama duck in this game, but they're not there yet. So can I upgrade this? Or... Oh, I can. Oh, nice. Okay, that sound is terrible, but That's good. And it actually works. So we're getting more bread up here as the game progresses. Okay, cool. Okay, now one thing that I noticed is that this little bar stays here way too long. So let's make a couple of adjustments to the UI by getting AI to generate some of these logos. And then we can just keep making the actual game, and we can upgrade the way the map looks. Okay, so I'm debugging Claude code here. And while this works, I'm gonna hop over into ChatGPT and I'm gonna get it to upgrade some of the UI elements. Okay, so it looks like when it dips now, it shouldn't. Yes, okay, the billboard UI doesn't move, and I still need to change that terrible sound. And it got rid of what happened last time, which is where this thing stayed. Now it fades away. Great. So these images are generating now. Okay, now we're getting to the point where we need to generate the different types of ducks. And to me, this seems really hard, but it seems like Claude is able to break this down and make it really simple. So what it's going to do is generate them procedurally, and it's going to add different things like having accessories, VFX, the material that it's made out of, as well as the different color palettes. And it's going to do this all from the duck mesh that I've already made. So it's just going to use this little guy, and it's just going to change him up a little bit per each one, which is great. And since it recommended it, I'm just gonna say go ahead and make the ducks your way. We're gonna see what happens. Hopefully this actually works. Oh my goodness, I can see it right now. It's creating the army of ducks. We have a robo duck. This is actually pretty good. Void duck, and then the ascended duck. This is insane. Are you kidding me? This is crazy. Okay, we're just gonna keep letting it cook. All right, so it looks like it finished up a lot of the ducklings, and these look awesome. I can't believe it did all this. Okay, now with these made, I wanna improve the UI and actually make them function. We'll start with the actual graphics first. So what I did is I made a bunch of AI generated logos. So here's my Emerge logo before, and then here's what it's gonna look like after. Okay, so I just sent in all my new logos, and you can see these look pretty clean actually. Now here's the thing that I want it to do. So these all have kind of a similar background. So I want it to change the color of the background as well as remove this black outer rim around it, because technically they're not transparent backgrounds. I don't even know if this is possible. We're just gonna see. Okay, awesome. So it looks like it uploaded the new UI, and it did change the colors, but you can see it has a little bit of differences when it comes to the outer ring. So I might just get it to upload it even with the colors being the same. That's okay. Okay, there we go. The final UI design is here for now, I guess. And you can see each one looks pretty clean. So now I'm going to get it to finish out the actual gameplay, and then I will improve the graphics around the pond. I'll add the mama duck, everything else. Okay, so we have a couple of different steps left. So I'm going to start step 5 and 6, actually. And again, this has used very little tokens for all of this, which is insane. Like, we're getting a proper game for really cheap. All right, apparently Claude actually did 5 and 6, which is add the ducks in the slots and the big mama plus the eggs. And then it has different tiers as well. So if I click play, all right, so from the start, here's Big Mama.
Oh my
okay,
god.
For Big Mama, we're gonna make our own model for her. What it's doing is it's just pulling one of these models, the baby duck, and then it's scaling it up and then adding like little cosmetics, but we can make our own 3D model just for Mama Duck. But that'll come later. So for now, we can trade for eggs. We're supposed to be able to hold the E on, but that doesn't actually work. Oh, okay, here we go. So if I click here, I get an egg. And then I get a mallard. Okay, awesome. And then it adds it over here. And this one gives me 3 per second. And I definitely got to fix those sound effects because those are atrocious. I'm actually starting to print bread. Okay, rubber. I got a rubber duck. Okay, this is pretty funny. Another duckling. And I can upgrade these guys right here. Let's upgrade this guy. Now I'm making 21 bread per second. Okay, I have enough to buy the speckled egg. I got B for 81. This is printing me 81 bread per second. This is insane. Okay, you guys can quickly see just how addictive this can become. Now, I definitely think there's a lot of improvements been made, but that's what we're here for. All right, let's finish out the rest of the game, and then we can work on the visuals and cleaning up any bug fixes. Okay, so we're back here instead of Claude Design, and what I'm gonna do is get it to make the mama duck. Oh wow, it actually made a mama duck already. That's pretty clean too. So I'm gonna add some type of clothing to make her look more like a mama duck. Oh yeah, mama duck is looking clean. That's very cute. All right, we're gonna download this one and of course save it here. Now once this finishes, we'll add it into the actual game because it's still working on the actual gameplay. So to change out mama duck, I just need to import what mama duck looks like. Yes, perfect. Okay, we have a baby mama duck here. So with our baby mama duck, we're gonna tell it to scale it up and replace where mama duck looks like. And for some reason I can't turn. Oh, what's happening? So more nests. We can also make a 3D sign. And this is a rebirth shrine. Okay, we can make a 3D rebirth shrine. But first, let's fix mama duck. So I'm just gonna say to Claude, I just added a mama duck to the game. Replace it with the placeholder mama duck we currently have. Scale it up and make it look good. Perfect. We're gonna see if we can watch this in real time. Oh, you can see it coloring in the duck. So what happened is Claude actually thought that it came out as a gray blob. So it colored in what it thought it needed, even though the coloring was fine, which changes up the original design a bit. Now remember, the best thing about AI is you can do things simultaneously. So I'm creating other assets for the game while this is going on. Oh, it's so cool watching it actually work. Oh, it put me in here. Got baby mama duck right here. So what I've done is make a couple of different models. So I made a rebirth capsule as well as a sign for the nest, which basically gives you more ducks. So
you know what? I have a different opinion on AI now. I think we need to quit looking at it as taking over our jobs and look at it more as free labor. I mean, essentially, you're hiring. At what point do they actually start charging you for hiring AI?
These placed, I'm going to get it to replace what they currently have right here. Okay, let's check in on the game after everything has been added so far. So now we have Mama Duck, and we can actually trade with her now. When I click E before that was broken. We can rebirth here. We have a duckling in the water that does its little animations, which is awesome. And we can upgrade it here. We still have the sound effect that just destroys my ears. Now, more nest does not have any text on the sign, but we'll worry about that later on. So now that we have the core mechanics down, I want to improve this a little bit. So how can we do that? Well, a core mechanic that I'm missing here is that my little ducks are just bobbing inside of the water and then coming back up, and we're just seeing the number increase by plus like 1. However, a trend is for them to go down and pick up something, and in this case it's going to be bread, and then they actually like toss that object into basically a conveyor belt. So that's what I need to do, and I want to change this up a little bit. I think the style is okay, but this map looks pretty bare bones. Okay, let's fix this up to be more cozy and just look better overall. Okay, after a bit more prompting, this is what it's come up with. And so the general idea is that they will throw out this little bread, which then you can pick up. On top of that, we've added different type of groves, so that way you can start placing things in this one. And then as you unlock more space, you can place more ducks. Now, one thing I definitely think that needs to be cleaned up is the billboard GUI, but we're just gonna keep working on things. So I'm just gonna make a couple more fixes here. So what I wanted to fix is this billboard GUI. I want it to look something like this rather than something like this, and it's really big. Now, some other things I want to change is adding way more eggs, and also this is just ridiculous. Like, look how much this takes up in your space, and this is so loud. So what I want to add is an index to my game. So I'm just going to yoink this. Okay, I've made the mega prompt to fix a bunch of different things here. So I'm just going to hit send, and we'll see what it cooks up, honestly. I'm really excited for this. Okay, so I've added a couple of different interesting things. First of all, I've tried to actually fix what the game looks like whenever you're looking at the billboard GUIs. And then I also added different islands as well as a central hub. Now, I do plan on shrinking this down because I think it's way too far away from each other. In the middle here, I added a duck hero statue. And of course, I generated this from Claude as well, which is awesome. And I also added a leaderboard for time played, the biggest flocks, and the richest farmers over here. And I've kind of changed up the flow. So I've added chicks now, where we have an index showing which one is there. And again, Claude did all of this. There's also a bakery to increase things like your basket. Oh, whoa. Okay, that's not good, but that's okay. We also have a bakery here, and this will give you a bigger basket because I wanted to change the workflow because it all happened way too quickly. So as you can see, when you pick up bread from the ground, you can only pick up a certain amount at a time before you have to go and deposit it. And that's going to be here at the bakery, but it doesn't look like it's working.
Studio back in my day.
Oh, okay. I guess it's this yellow plate right here, but I'm gonna fix this all. So we pick up the bread, come over here, sell it, and we get some cash. We can then buy an egg from here, and let's say we get a mallard. That'll then put it inside of our little index here, which is great. But what I want to be able to do is actually place the duck down. Oh, and I guess I added more eggs, but this is kind of messed up. So now that I have the mallard, I can actually place it where I want it to go, which is going to be here inside these nests. And it plays a sound effect. And I think I need to shrink the GUI or make it like cleaner looking. And you can also buy more nests here. But my future plans are just to make everything look way better and also improve the actual gameplay itself, fix all the bugs. So I'm just going to keep pushing it, and I want to shrink this island first. And as you can see, it's working here on it. Okay, it successfully shrunk all the islands closer together. So now you can move much faster in between them, and it feels more like a community. And I also removed these trees that were blocking the path right here, which is great. So one thing I want to change is I don't want these to show up and be so large. So I kind of want it to like actually pop up as you get closer. So if I got closer to this, it would pop up. So I grabbed a screenshot of it and like show them what I'm talking about by highlighting it. Okay, I sent a prompt in for it to fix these billboard GUIs right here. So I'm gonna let it cook up. All right, so right now what I'm doing is I'm going in and collecting a list of things that I want it to change.
Okay, I want to see how exactly in what. Okay, I want to see
like
exactly.
show him what I'm eyes right here. So I'm gonna let it cook.
I want to see what this. It said GUI billboard's still a bit too large in the game. She's gonna make it aware they don't. Okay, so it's never.
All right, so right now what I'm doing is I'm going in and collecting a list of things that I want it to change. So I found a couple of different UI changes as well as things that I want it to remove, like right here. On top of that, I made a 3D model for the bakery.
So he just uses a circle, highlights it, and says, "Do this."
With all these
doesn't even mention anything about
bug fixes, I'm gonna hit send and let it cook up again because this is genuinely insane. Okay, so the changes that it made looks pretty good. So the bakery now has a better sell bread option here. These things are populating only when you get close to them, except for like some of these things like Big Mama, I guess. Oh no, okay. It goes away whenever you get further away. That's awesome. One thing I want to change is this showing that it's pond 1. Instead, I want like a big floating head with my name up here, kind of similar to this picture where you see the guy up here. So I'm going to get it to add that. I'll just send the picture and say, instead of the sign, put a large text stating. Okay, perfect. So I send in what I want it to replicate and hopefully it comes out looking pretty good. Okay, let's see if it worked. Okay. So it shows Lancey Poo's AI and then the pond is claimed, but I don't know if I want it over the top of the pond or if I just want it here. I guess to separate, I'll leave it here. Why not? Actually, I want it up top. So I'm gonna take a screenshot showing where I want it. And then back inside of Claude, I'm gonna paste it and say move it to be way above the pond instead of at the pond level in height. Okay, so I think it fixed the pond thing. Let's see. Yes, it did. It's all the way up there. Okay, awesome. Now whenever you zoom out, you can see it. That is good. Perfect. Okay, one interesting thing that I'm seeing is that when you zoom out, you can, let's see, at the pond level in height. Okay, so be way above the pond
instead of at the pond. Okay.
Merge mode. Click 2 matching ducks. I just want this to be, I guess I'd want it to be a button that you can just walk over. Okay, let's make some notes. Okay, got that down. Now, what else do I want? Okay, one thing I noticed is when you're placing down these ducks, this one's kind of hard to place it. So I'm gonna get it to adjust this point. I'll take a screenshot here. Okay, yeah, I've been debugging and I have a bunch of fixes for it to adjust. Like moving this little pad where you can put your ducks over to this side and adjusting this one to be further away from the docks. And just a bunch of other cleaning up to do. So I'm gonna hit send on this. Okay, so apparently it already did it. This is like fast. It's debugging this ridiculously fast. Now it does show I have 5 out of 4 ducks, but we'll fix that. It added the more nest here. That's crazy. And then it also fixed E not working on Mama Duck. And now when I sell bread, it insta-sells. Great. Now for sure we need to put Mama Duck inside of the middle. And we need to make a few graphical improvements. So let me just make a huge list. Okay, after a bunch of iterations and adding a little bit of new things, we finally have what looks to be a halfway decently polished game. Still a few things to clean up, like the UI up here is still messed up. Okay, now we've cleaned up the UI even more, so the basket thing up here where you show how much bread you have should look way cleaner when you actually get the bread. Awesome. All right, I'm gonna move this to up here. Okay, after a bit more prompting, this is what the game looks like now. So I changed the rarities. So it used to be tiers, now it's common, and then, you know, it just goes up from there. It makes little duck noises. Also, you can sprint now. And just a quick zoom out to show all the different islands. I think it's pretty cool. So the ducks will drop bread, and then it will fill up your little basket over here. And then you have to take this, and then you have to sell it here at the bakery. That then turns into cash. If you just keep collecting this, you can either upgrade your current duck, then max out at level 10, or you can buy eggs through here, and that'll give you different types of ducks. And also you have daily gifts.
I'm literally just watching this video.
And I added codes, and for this one, I'm gonna use a secret code called
We're skipping a lot of
issues.
shit.
So I'm gonna work on
because dude's literally supposed to be making a video about AI doing this, and he's not really. I mean, he's covering the AI, but I feel like he's covering a lot of unnecessary.
Cleaning all of this up. All right, it looks like the full game is finally done. I've worked out a lot of the bugs, and I think that I'm ready to publish this online for people to play. Honestly, this looks pretty good. The weather machine looks amazing. Nice, okay, we got Duck Jubilee, 2x bread, 2x cash, and 2x luck. Wow, okay. We got everything set up, so there's only one final thing left to do. It's reset all my progress. All right, let's get to running ads. So this is what my homepage looks like, and we're calling it My Duck Pond for right now. Of course, the image here was AI generated. I put in $16 as the daily ad credit, and then of course, all I had to do was hit publish, and they would finally be active. Now we just wait for the players to roll in. Found someone, Allison Sanchez. They're completing the tutorial. Okay, they're depositing money. I don't think they know. Okay, they're kind of confused. It looks like, okay, they're going to Mama Duck. No, Allison left. Okay, clearly the intro is not stimulating enough. It's right after they finish the tutorial. Or like, no, it's right after they finish the tutorial and go to try to buy an egg. They do not like that. You know, they're not having a good time. Because they don't have enough money to instantly buy another egg. Oh, yeah. We have 3 other people in another server. Wait, we have 8 active people. Okay, we are back about 1 day later, and you can see that we have a 66% like ratio, and you know, without that, it's just me. We have 0 active players other than myself, and let's look at the ads. So during this time, we spent $6.24 to get 83,000 impressions. And here's what it looks like. Our click-through rate is pretty bad on everything. I would say that this one actually did pretty well, and it's the one that I thought had the most potential. But this is a pretty good impression of how it's going to go, so I think I'm gonna end the ad campaign here. Now, I'm gonna leave this game up, so if you wanna play it for yourself, all you have to do is search up My Duck Empire. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you.
Okay, that video, I am so glad that was over. It's very interesting, but I feel like he had kind of, I'll give him a like, but the video is a bit of like a run-on. I'm not the best at doing it, but I'm gonna be honest, that's why I skipped through most of it. So anyways, that was I tried making a viral Roblox game with AI, and honestly, I'm glad that he made this video because I'm probably gonna try something similar at some point with AI as well. I was thinking about downloading Claude, just out of curiosity. After that, now, this was actually almost